Arch beans on the right, getting ready for a drink. Beans about to drown on the left, looking for some air. Water's probably 5 inches deep on those beans. Started the water in this levee yesterday afternoon. Been going in there about 24 hours. Most of this water should be gone off of the deeper areas. In about 2 hours it'll just be sloppy muddy. Where the water's going in, when we get to the other end, we'll fix it to bypass so no more goes into this bay, although it'll be going into the bay that we're dumping water into. You can tell those beans are thirsty. Some of these right here also are experiencing boron deficiency. Something showed up. We applied a pound of boron aerially with some PGR, try to get more root growth. Difference a little water makes. Those beans drawed up and scorching in the sun. Those beans enjoying the water. This is about a 390-acre field of soybeans. Has approximately 8 levees. Well, really 10, but there's 2 wells back over here to the north that have a couple of little high levees of their own, so counting them, there'd be 10 levees, 8 different elevations in this field, with the levees being pulled every 6 inches of drop. As much as the rain would be a great benefit to us, this field doesn't need any for 3 or 4 days. 3 or 4 days we could get a rain and probably be in condition that it would soak it up without doing any damage by then. Levees just kind of mosey around here and there on the contour. Same elevation all the way through here. Snakes around. These gaps that I'm cutting in the levee to let the water out and go to the next bay, for the most part, we try to put them in an area where we're not in a curve. These levees will more than likely have to be rebuilt. If it doesn't rain, they'll have to be used probably 3 more irrigations. And by the last irrigation, the dirt that is used to build these levees will be the consistency of talcum powder. Really hard to get them to set up and pack tight after the first couple of irrigations due to the dirt just being used over and over. You'd think it would reconsolidate being wet and it would be like a fresh start when you repool the levees, but it just doesn't do that. This field has never had corn on it. You see the corn here. The drill we used to plant has never planted corn. Seems like a lot of our beans this year have corn scattered around in them. I don't know really what causes that, but it's noticeably more pronounced this year. I have neighbors that have never even grown corn, and they might have a 40-acre field with 200 stalks of corn scattered across it. Some have said that possibly the deer eating the corn and running across the field and planted it, but I find it hard to believe that a deer could eat corn and it come out the other end and still come up and grow. Probably can't tell it, but these beans are really beginning to bloom now. That's a plus for irrigation. Seems like once the soybean starts blooming, it will take quite a bit more water before damaging the plant than prior to bloom. Something about the plant changes. Cutting this levee, and it was full. Somewhere around the corner we're going to see where the levee washed out on its own, and that's okay. Wouldn't really want it to wash out on its own and then us not be an hour behind knocking the levee down because all of this water trying to come through this one area like this, especially when there's another levee that's only 100 foot away. Whoa, really washed out. All that pressure will hit that levee, and before it can spread out across the whole field and get the next bay fully flooded, it'll have a tendency to want to wash that levee out and bust its way on down, and you wind up not getting all of the acreage covered with water. And that's the key: get it covered with water, get it on as quick as you can, get it off as quick as you can. Get that oxygen back in the soil. Today is July the 1st. We don't get a rain. This is how my 4th of July will be spent, watering crops. There we got another corn stalk. Like it's trying to shoot a tassel. We got a little corn stalk over here. Almost to the end of this levee. It's noticeable and pronounced where we have the boron deficiency. After the watering on the other side, it seems like plant's getting its boron back in it, and it's kind of making a comeback. We got to slip out of this levee. Don't want to damage it up here close to this end. But that levee is been cut, and we're letting the water go. Time to change it up here. Seal it off where it's going in. Get the water bypassing, going down to the next one. Take a ride up. You can see this levee was a day or two earlier. These beans have had water, extreme boron deficiency. Still some symptoms of it, but they're improving. Water source up ahead of us here. Give it just a little help here. I don't believe it really needs it here, but coming by and kind of knocking the edge of that bar ditch off a little, it just seems like the water will flow a little easier, take a little pressure off the sides of those levees. Got it sealed off, and that is how we do it. Probably 3 hours max. This levee will be full, it'll be ready to cut. We're getting down to smaller bays now, and we've got a pretty big head of water coming, so things are speeding up a little bit.